My God. Hello, beautiful people. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. Hello, beautiful people. Today is one of those amazing days that it is what it is. Oh my God. My God. Please, if you can hear me, if you can hear me well, please indicate. If you can hear me well, please indicate. Please do. Happy Sunday, Ndonga. Happy Sunday, Ndonga. Ndonga Abonga. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're doing okay. Please, those of you coming in, if you can hear me very well, indicate, please, if you can hear me very well. Thank you, Ella Blink. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing okay. Please, if you can hear me very well, you let me know. If you can hear me very well, let me know. Greetings, Diamond Queen. Greetings to you. Hope you're doing okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Health is key updates. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you'll be giving us some wonderful updates. Please, if you can hear me well, if you can hear me well, if you can hear me well, let me know. If you can hear me well, please confirm in the comment section if you can hear me well. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ella Blink. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Beautiful people, today is one of those days where we're going to be having a very wonderful program. And definitely, we are talking about one complex topic, which I know a lot of you like. And definitely, we are having some very, very interesting and amazing people backstage. Yeah. Tonight is going to be one of those nights where you're going to have everything like it's going to be an only one kind of night. So do your best. Those of you coming in, do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have a good number of you watching and a good number of you to talk to. So we have this beautiful conversation. Like you all know it, I'm Wickham, and I'll be here with many other guests. I see some wonderful people backstage. You are gonna love the guests we have today. You're gonna love them, and definitely it's gonna be a very smooth, fair, and sweet conversation as always anyway, because you know how we do it here. It's always a very free, fair, and beautiful conversation we have. Now, we had to have this topic, last week, but due to situations beyond our control that affected the national territory, we had to put it to this week, and that is why we are here today. And definitely, we know we're going to have a smooth and beautiful conversation. Please, those of you coming in, do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have a good number of people a good number of you that we're talking with, and a good number that we are actually having this conversation with. Yeah. And definitely, like you all know it, we always love to give you a special shout out. Very shout out to the people watching. I see Ndongolo Ambonga. I see Ella Blink. I see Ngek Osla. I see Krista Benye. She says, "Oh, my day was okay. Hope your day was okay too. Please, when you come in, let us know where you're watching us from. Like you all know, people in a particular neighborhood in Yaoundé have been having a blackout. Like the light keeps beeping. That's why our video is the way it is today. But we have to go live and have this wonderful conversation. So please, those of you coming in, do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have this wonderful conversation. So we have this conversation. So we have this conversation. Now, those of you coming in, you're welcome. Share, and share. We have Krista Benye. She says she's watching from Cameroon, Yaoundé. Oh, yeah. Glad to have you, Christopher, and I hope your is okay. Okay, we have Akumenja in the building. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like you all know, it's always a conversation, and it's always a very beautiful one. And today we have somebody backstage that I think it's time for us to bring her to the forefront. So we have this beautiful conversation already. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Princess Diamond. Hi, Princess. Good evening. Yeah, Princess, can you hear me? Princess, can you hear me? Oh, Princess.
The volume is really quite low. I'm trying to adjust my volume. Trying
Sorry.
to adjust it.
All right. While waiting for Princess to set up, we equally have your favorite. One of the people you love so much, and that is no other than Chef Dawei. Hi, Chef Dawei. Hi, Chef Dawei. Good evening, and hope you're doing okay.
Good evening. Bonsoir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you 5 on 5. I can hear you 5 on 5.
Yeah.
Oh la la, we lost Princess, and hopefully she's going to be joining us again in a bit. Now, those of you coming, do your best to share to as many people as possible, so we have this wonderful, beautiful conversation. You know, it's a conversation we had last week, but due to what happened, we're having it today, and a lot of you have anticipated this particular conversation. Today, we are going to be looking at the topic baby mama and baby daddy drama. Baby mama, baby daddy drama. This is a very, 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 very technical one, which I know for sure. We're going to be having a very interesting conversation because the topic itself is actually a very interesting one. Yeah, Chef Dawi, you there?
Thank you. Long time. Good evening.
All right. Yeah, sure. Chef there.
I think some that would nicer to be here right here on this table.
All right. We have those of you coming in, do your best to share. Do your best to share to as many people as possible so we have this wonderful conversation. This is a conversation. You conversation will carry today. So when I feel you guys do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have a good number of you watching. Hmm? Share. We have Nisi Gospel who says good evening. We have Gina Nadine. Good evening to you. Risky says chef, you know, fall my hand today. Welcome, boss. I know a lot of you have missed chef, and it's good to have chef on board. Yeah. We equally have okay, good evening, chef. I say, yeah, been a while. Okay. We have Kono Stephanie. Kono Stephanie says, good evening, boss. Good evening, Kono. Mommy for us. We equally have Fully Esther. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing okay.
Not anything from you and network is crashed.
Can you all hear what Chef is saying? Can you all hear me very well? Please indicate in the comment section so we could actually get what you're saying, and we could actually we are sure that you can hear us as well. Can you all hear Chef? Yeah, it happens that Chef's connection is not actually the best, and today is that day that we are supposed to have a very beautiful conversation. This topic itself is a very interesting one, and is a reason why, if you notice, I'm connecting from a mobile device, not the regular cam that we've been using. Previously, we're using I'm using a mobile device. So that's the extent to which we gotta go to make this work. Now, Chef, you see you can't hear Chef. Hi, Chef, are you there? Can you hear? Can you hear what we're saying?
Can't hear Chef. I think it's my network there. Can you hear me, bro? I think it's my network. My network is actually.
All right. Okay. I think if it's a network, then it's almost everywhere. So, Chef, you're welcome on board, and this is a wonderful topic that people have been waiting. I want to find out from you, Chef. Who can we say is a baby mama, and then who can we say is a baby daddy?
There's this word prostitute, right? What was the male version of it? Do we have that? Is it Chigolo? Guys, can you hear me from the comment section?
Yeah, Chef, I can hear you, but it's tripping. I can hear you, but it's actually tripping. I don't know. It should be something with the network. I think so. I think that has to do with the network.
Yeah, baby mama, I think it's a slang. It's a slang term used to describe a woman who has a child, who has a child with a man that she's having no relationship with. Yeah, maybe it could be an ex, and sometimes it comes with several other connotations. So it could be an ex or just someone you had a night stand with. Yeah. So it's a slang derogatory at that, used to describe women who have children or who have a child with a man they are not having any relationship with. Yeah. I want to describe baby mama. So we'll not go about confusing them with let's say women who were married and they got divorced, or women who were married and their husband died, like widows. Yeah, so we don't use baby mama.
Yeah.
We don't use baby mama on divorcee. We use baby mama on women who were having kids with men they have no relationship with. Yeah.
Now, and I'm pretty sure this applies for baby daddy as well.
For baby daddy.
Hello?
Hello?
Chef, can you hear me?
It's all about you're introducing a man. So there'll be no need for you to call him baby daddy. I don't think there's any term out there like baby daddy. Yeah, because as a man, you're taking care of my kids, or you as a lady, you find another man that you have to settle with, right? Yeah. We have joined take care of them together. So at this stage, I'm somebody's husband at that end, right? So why would you want to describe me as your baby daddy?
Now, Chef, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But
now, I want to find out something from you, because if we look at it keenly in life today in the society, at one end, you will see a set of ladies that have children for a particular set person, the baby mama, complaining. Men has come, the father is this, the father is a deadbeat, the father is this and that and that. And on the other end, you will see the men saying, I never ever married that kind of woman, I never ever married that kind of woman. Now, what could you give as a possible way out for people in the course of parenting that are not actually linked? Because we find a lot of marriages for people today that are actually caused by children. Some people will just actually forego the differences they have and just consider the children first. Can you hear me, Chef?
Yeah, I think I've come to understand about life. The first person to complain is always the fault. Yeah, it's always the person who is at fault. Yeah, you get a lot of women, they come out and they run out there and they just want to make the world know their exes. They're actually deadbeat dad. They don't want to look after their kids and stuff. To get public sympathy. They just want to get public sympathy and stuff. And so, before you key a dog, the best way to key a dog is to give it is
to give the dog a bad name.
To give it a bad name. Once you give it a bad name, yeah, you can hang the dog. So majority, we don't refute. We are not refuting the fact that they are not deadbeat daddies out there. But when I know from where this topic is coming from, the female rapper who's been very vocal, about her baby daddy, something like that, not actually taking care of the child. Sometimes these women, they completely cut the men off. They cut them off. They don't give them access. Like, if you want to go, someone like me, oh, this network. If I want to put out a blog post to write about this topic, there'll be a lot of facts, because I'll go with her previous words, like the things she's been saying, and that led up right up to this moment. I'll not just go with her saying, okay, this man is a deadbeat dad, he's not providing for the kids. I'll go for the extent of looking for screenshots when she said, I don't want you to have anything to do with this child. I'm cutting you off. I'm 10 times a mother and a father put together. I'm everything in one. I can take care of my child. You push him to the walls, and at the end of the day, when you try, it's not going. You rush back to social media to call him deadbeat.
Pity party.
Yeah, pity party. No, that's for me.
All right, now
that's for me.
let me take a few comments, Chef, and then I'll balance up. I think I'm more stable now because I'm working from the camp, even though it's a little bit dark place. You guys are going to bear with me. I'm a dark person, and I'm in the dark. So let me take a few of this comment now. This one says, "Good evening, Batu Kings." Aquaman just said, "I saw somewhere that if you are rich and you're a baby mama or daddy, if you people are poor, please, it's mommy and papa picking." That's for fun. Now we have Kono says, "Chef, did I hear you say it's nothing like baby daddy?" She comes out to say, "Nothing comes from nothing. What happened before?" She stated all the madness. Now, this is what I wanted to say, Chef. We will find ourselves in a life where you see a lot of drama. Usually, people always say, "No, we're not separate. When I move on, no, may any man get the life." But the simple truth of the whole matter is, in as much as there's communication between these two people and the child binding the two of them, there's always going to be a little bit of drama. Again, we had the scenario of the female rapper in Cameroon that came out and she dropped some lines, and everybody's like, "No, it's addressing the baby daddy." That's not the first instance. There are many instances where you have this particular person shading the guy, and the guy has been very silent. And one part of this baby mama, baby daddy drama is usually people tend to sympathize with the vocal person, and usually it's the women. Nobody even thinks that men actually go through a lot when it comes to baby mama, baby daddy drama. Now, when we talk of baby mama, baby daddy drama, I want Chef, well, how can we coin this so that our audience understand, and then we roll from there? What can we term as a baby mama or baby daddy drama, please?
Now, the aftermath of not doing due diligence before starting to knock, yes. That's what we'll call baby mama drama or baby daddy drama. The aftermath of your lack of due diligence, you just jump into knocking, just because you see nash, you see boobs, or you see some fine face. You don't even take time to know the person like deeply. Yeah, you just declare you love them, and sometimes we fall into this trap because of this thing they call unconditional love. That's one virus actually killing us. For me, there's nothing like unconditional love. You just love me unconditionally. Like, I just love you. When I used to love like that, Yes, that was actually something taking control of me. And these lovers, they used to call this thing where it's copied. Yeah, they call it copied or copied, something like that. It comes with an arrow, and now you don't have control. You no longer have control of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now you're there. You're loving someone unconditionally. In the middle, most of these people, they don't really reach the middle. Before the one few months, Beledo enter. Now they start seeing reality, the harsh reality. They cannot stay together. They cannot be together. You're forced to live differently. And because of sometimes ego, these fights, all these aftermath it stems from ego. Okay, you hurt me. I don't want to forgive you. I don't want you to come to the baby. I don't want you to come to the baby, because most men, okay, we're having problem with you, the lady. We are not having problems. We are not having problems with I'm having problem with you, the girlfriend. I'm not having problem with my child. So definitely I should be present in my child's life to take care of, to make sure one or two things them they run smoothly without picking a life. Yes. So when you always hear this thing, deadbeat daddies, when you hear this term that they use, go digitally, go digitally, go for background and do your check, your system. No ego, we don't play. You don't play somewhere along the line where the woman will put herself forward, front, and not like when to act like at that point will all be about her emotions. Yeah, I know where this topic is coming from. It's coming from the female part, her ex-husband. But that story, that particular story, those two people, I know them personally. I just know the girl, that particular emotions and stuff. We cannot come publicly and be putting out things like that. We know how she acts tough, but she's very fragile. She cannot really take the truth. Yeah, so that's why she always wants to use her situation to manipulate public opinion and stuff. And so people just go a narrative and stuff. But look deeply, you go for like 4 years back, 5 years when she was in Better Records and stuff. And the narrative she was putting out there, like when the Alpha Beta record guys abandoned her, and at that point where fans and everyone was ridiculing her, like at that point. And all of that right up to when they had that time. And what happened in the course of the marriage that led to their separation. At one point you say, no, yeah, like what you said, you're just sleeping, you're not working. That guy, a man can have issues. A man can have issues, and his source of income, let's like blockage, temporary blockage. And if you
I don't know if you all can hear me. Can you people hear me? Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please drop in the comment section. Now we lost Chef. The network from Chef was not really the best, and I think there are a lot of people that are having a network issue now. Today, for those of you coming, we are talking about baby mama, baby daddy drama. Baby mama, baby daddy drama. See, Chef has given a case study of one of such instances, but there are many other people that are going through baby mama, baby daddy drama that are not actually the said lady, the lady in question. There are a lot of people. If you dig deep between people today, you will see a lot of people that are victims of this thing and they are living with it, and it's a whole stressful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Princess Diamond in the building. Hi, Princess Diamond, how are you doing today?
Boy, you don't get video. Yeah, so the manipulation is from both sides. Not all baby mamas they go with manipulation. They're actually deadbeat daddies out there. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Of the baby, and you did not, but not someone who was with you. You were raising that child together. Then you suddenly money the flow the way we flow before, and you start complaining from house where they don't take care for you, take you for.
Well, Chef is trying to say something very, very interesting, and then the network today will then make your own wish. I don't know what kind of is this.
Everything.
Yeah.
That way we don't bleach or we be like where people they talk fans everywhere, so nothing touch will stick. And sometimes I look at that man and say, boy, you too, your preference for woman, no, your preference for woman. All they say na star, and some people in the way they go for just about anything. They go for just about anything, and as the end result, when you rub your skin with pig, you end up in mud. You end for mud. You always be for mud. That's way to it will happen. So baby mamas and they out the way they truly be genuine about deadbeat daddies, but when it comes to this our female rapper, yeah, with her numerous complaints. If you check her life, like personally, you notice people hardly stay around her. From whosoever goes around her, they always have problems.
Yeah, it's a routine.
Yeah, it's a routine, like constant. It's a constant thing. So that year life, and I'm talking to my queens that are listening. So I need to be very, very direct and straight to get things straight. Okay, now this particular situation, they were living together. Then money the flow the way it be the flow. It may be the flow the way it the flow. An impatient woman who way it get the expectations and then they need to be met as before. Yes, you push the man out. You bring everything.
Yeah. So may Chef come because we really need to have this beautiful conversation.
You ridicule the man for the last level, 0 level for social media. Then he's moving on with his life after many try to get himself back up. Because you are always the broken one, that's why you keep calling him, you keep the trust stones. Sometimes I will see these things, we know the manipulations that go on with especially these kiss-ass bloggers. These kiss-ass bloggers in Cameroon know how they really know how to button them, oppress them like button. They use them to destroy the people like that particular man will not get popularity. Yeah, but you person will take you and transform you from that position where fans they will tell you where Bobby be small, so you don't bleach all like maybe, bleach all. Encourage you to maintain your melanin, bring you out, you transform you to a queen. Bobby big sonar for chest, we don't pump them with good sperm and stuff. You woke up because you don't get DM now from other men that will see that you with your narrative online says that. Man, not be confused between that your nonsense. You better change.
Now, Chef, I like Chef always says it as it is. Sorry, but that's how Chef is. You always get the truth as it is like that. So Now, Chef, I want to find out something from you. How do we actually meander? I don't know, Mrs. Demo, can you hear me when you're steady? Just let me know.
This network one key my vibe. The network one key my vibe this night. And then you don't call me for the topic, so Nasima can I'm doing for the way. I see the baby mama, baby daddy drama. I know exactly where it's coming from. And it's about time because this thing will keep popping up. You every time from one and the same person, one and the same person, one and the same person. Why? Are you the only baby mama out there? There are many. There are a bitter. At the end of the day, what advice? If their family members, let them take that child away from her. A bitter baby mama will raise a bitter daughter. Let them take that child away from her.
Oh, it's so.
That's the obvious truth. Yes, you cannot move on from your because the first position where she was given that if you give excuse as the man be able to provide, the man not be able to take care for it, and the man go out go cheat. Yes, the man go cheat with numerous girls and stuff. That's something you were supposed to do your due diligence to make sure of that before diving into that relationship. Now you don't be ascertain saying no, the man cannot provide. Yes, then you don't move out now. Then you're doing it constantly saying no, he's not providing and stuff. He's not providing and stuff. Then
now, what Chef is saying is very, very critical. He has given a background check of this said lady that came with this guy, and it got to a certain point where he could no longer have the money was not flowing as it is. Let me tell you something. In every man's life, there are down moments, and there are times where the man needs things to actually go somehow before he actually gets back to his feet. In most of those cases, he's either misunderstood or abandoned by the person they are counting on. And I'm sure that was the case with this guy. Now, there's one drama. I'm looking at the drama, the wahala around the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing. You see? Now, in a case where you have one party who is as loud as this one, how do we remedy this? Because on one part, you will notice that, like in this case, the lady is really loud, and the lady is painting an image of the guy, which is not really that pleasant to many people. And for few people who can critically think and reason and think deep within the line, they might not understand what that guy might be going through. Hadn't been that guy was not strong psychologically, that's enough reason for him to break down. That's enough reason for him to actually get.
I don't give that brand ambassador deal. When the comedy series will be so that's why I come back. What brings Stanley Eno them, all those people there. And the master. You see the way they shout, they holler that man in front of people like King. Even if he want to carry that energy, bring them up, try for me to like how many times we want to bring that kind of energy.
Now you get the point. And some talk the way that they ever talk and talk this more say, go talk to go here and say, Mary can cry first man for thy place. Now he be the Maui buy, the Maui die. Maui can cry first man for thy place. Now he murder the person who die. Now, so most of the time, if you look at him keenly, the first Maui they ever got complain. If you look at fine, if you look even through the energy and the way the complaint be done, you understand that there's something
just
right.
Cameroonians are not very keen to pass the party. When she left after better record, at one point, Selatier was close to her, giving her money to come online. Selatier is the best. Selatier is the best. Yes, ever since we started that interview is with this, it's online. She did with this guy, forgotten this guy's name. She did that interview, Selatier the best. Since we left, it's Mr. Low that. And you want to make 2 seconds, and Mr. Low. Then now you start hearing Selatier is this, Selatier is that. Then you want to make from Mr. Low. That is the same energy to take to relationship. It's sweet. Then you want to say no, the man always be the victim because she get a handful of kids as bloggers, and we will block anything for.
Now, Chef, yeah, that's one part of it. Now, I want to digress more because, Princess, can you hear me now? Are you stable now? Please unmute your mic. Your microphone is muted. Please unmute so that we can actually unmute your microphone. Your microphone is muted. Princess, your microphone is muted. Can you unmute, please? Oh, now, ladies and gentlemen, Princess, your mic is okay. Before you drop in, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome somebody so special.
Okay?
Why? Yeah, it's very, very okay, Princess Diamond. Now, it's been a while we've had this wonderful, you all know when she comes, she smiles in a very special kind of way that the comment section is always, oh, that's mine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody at the backstage. Let's bring her to the forefront, and that is no other person than Coach B. Yeah. Coach Bonita. Hi, Coach B. Glad to have you today. I've been enjoying as always.
Oh my
Thank you.
Always. Sure.
Good to see you all. Hi, Princess. Hi, Chef Dawai.
Yeah, Chef Dawai and Princess have very interesting networks. I can hear you 5 on 5.
Okay.
No, my network is.
Okay, please.
I cannot be stressed.
I just wanted to. Hello?
Yeah, Princess, right on, please. Right on, please.
I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you get me?
Yeah, please, right on, Princess. Please do. Yeah, Princess, over to you.
All right.
Wow.
I want to relate with this stuff you guys were talking about. I think we know the person in concern, right? Or is it okay to go ahead and pronounce her name?
I think it's
so
not that
I
necessary.
want to look at it. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I want to look at it at a psychological point of view, because it's not just good to judge a book from the cover.
Yeah.
Even though, because life is not all about what we see, I want to look at it at a psychological point of view. Why she does what she does. Why she behaves the way she behaves. What might be. Maybe there are some things going on in the background that she cannot really bring it out to the public. But she's just expressing her frustration. She's just expressing her anger because she expected things to go the other way around. And that is why she's so, I think she's traumatized. Yes, this is
That's
trauma.
depressed.
Many people have, yes, depression, rather, depression. Many people have the way of expressing it. Rather than criticizing her, I think she needs help.
All right. Now, this is a case study. Now, this is a case study. Good enough. We have Coach B, who is a life coach with us. You know. Now, this is a case study of the several dramas we have when it comes to baby mama, baby daddy. Recently, I met a friend of mine who's been married to a lady, and they have 2 children. And now, this guy, he came back he was in Yaoundé. He traveled and lived with the lady out of town. And he came back to work again in Yaoundé when they were no longer together. This guy came and stayed low-key. He was quite mute. This is a guy that's full of life. This is a guy that's very active. By the time I was like, hey, bro, you're in town. He said, yeah, I've been low-key with issues. I said, hey, what's up? He said, Masa, I separate you since I separate, everything is just one kind. And the worst part is he is suffering from depression, and the lady that is causing the depression is playing victim. And if you look at the guy has grown pale, and he has lost himself. He is actually a jovial. These people in the artistic world, you know, when we deal with artists, you know, artists are jovial, nice, and friendly, fun to be with kind of people. But this guy has lost himself. He's actually very silent, and he's not that expressive anymore. Now, the problem is this: he cannot access the children because the lady is just doing a kind of manipulation game, like using the child as a tool over him. This is one side of the story that we hardly talk about. the effect of this drama on the male, on the men. Come on, men suffer a lot from this. We have looked into the case of this lady, this female rapper that is calling out. This lady is not the first time she's been calling out her ex-husband like that. She's been calling out the ex-husband for some time. You give a different narrative online of who the ex-husband is, and the guy is quite silent. What I admire about that guy is his silence. I mean, the way he is, he keeps quiet, and he's not really that he does not react with that similar negative kind of energy. And there was a time they did a birthday for this lady's daughter. I saw the guy went there. No, trust me, if you throw me like that, I might not even attend, to be very frank with you all. Because if you see the guy attended, was like, Daddy, ho baby, now ho baby, Daddy, ho baby. I was like, this guy is really, that's when I actually started appreciating the guy. Like, this guy is actually a cool guy, to be very frank. And now we see a lot of men suffering from the trauma of having a child with someone they can't end up with. We see them suffering from the trauma because they cannot talk to anybody. They cannot talk to people. They cannot actually talk to people because the society automatically has a way of siding with the women. You see, it's something automatic. We see even guys going to the extent as jumping off buildings because of such crisis. And some even go through this. It's a very traumatic experience for men. It's true that we always have the side of the louder people, that is the women, but very little or no people pay attention to what some of these men are going through. Now, Coach B, what word can you give to a depressed baby daddy, and what are the ways you could help to limit the degree of drama, the baby mama, baby daddy drama?
Okay, this is a very interesting topic, and to answer your question, I'll tell the baby daddies to seek help. And then, however, to those that are not yet baby daddies, to have preventive measures not to be in the same situation, because this did not begin today. It's something that has been happening. And there are some women that judge some of the baby mamas. For example, if you are dating a baby daddy and you see the kind of drama that the baby mama would maybe is bringing into your relationship, sometimes the first thing is for us to start judging them. But I've seen cases where these people who judged baby mamas became baby mamas and started exhibiting the same characteristics. So it's always he that wears the shoe knows where it pinches the most. And I'll say that if you're in that situation, I'm not a huge fan of encouraging people who do not feel like they can live a life together as a couple to try to force it for the sake of kids. Because what happens at the end of the day is you raise unhappy children. You too are two unhappy people raising children, and you come up with a family pattern of unhappy people. So if you can really see that this is something that cannot work, that is if you've done your best. When there's a child in the mix, sometimes the kids come when you're still dating, in that dating phase. And even with the child, you cannot make the decision of being together. Or if you got married and then you had kids, and at some point you guys had reasons, for justifiable reasons. Again, you have justifiable reasons why you cannot be together, even with kids. Again, you need to maybe come to a compromise, a meeting ground. And in that case, it's no longer about your feelings. It's about the feelings of the kids that are involved. And I'll say this again, any child that is born out of a relationship did not choose to be born. The parents chose to birth that child. This child did not choose to come to us. You are the ones who made that decision, be it knowingly or unknowingly, to get into an intercourse and then end up with a baby. And if that baby is born, it's your responsibility to raise that baby in the right way. So if you have gotten to that point where you have a child with another woman and the woman is using the kids as a bait, using the child to manipulate you, again, you need to find a common ground. What is it this woman wants, and how can I give her what she needs? Because in most cases, these women are using it because of probably the promises that might have happened during their courtship, and then they got disappointed and were left or abandoned with the child. Some women, it will be too long before they can get to accept reality. Again, most guys, when you start dating a girl, you start promising them marriage, and then they stop taking care of themselves and then get pregnant. And when they get pregnant, you start making it clear to them that you never promised marriage to them. Because of those promises, as you know, women go by the things they hear. And if you keep promising a woman, hey, you're my ride or die, I'm going to you're going to be my woman forever. And then all of a sudden I'm pregnant and then you disappear. All of a sudden I'm no longer the woman you want to spend forever with. It takes everyone a longer time. Maybe there's another woman who will just snap out of it. Another woman, it's going to take them a long time to heal from maybe accepting the reality of the fact that I'm no longer going to be the ride or die of that individual, but I'm ending up with a child, and that child reminds me of that person and the promises that this person gave me while we were in a good relationship. And unfortunately, it makes them to make decisions that are not for the best interest of the child. That's not what we want, after all. That's not what we want, because it has a disadvantage on you, the lady, because your reputation is at stake. It has a disadvantage on the child, most especially, and it has a disadvantage on the man. So we're trying to solve the problem of the man now. Have we been able to tackle the problem of the child, who is the most important in this mix? Because letting the child, disconnecting the child from the father is not helping the child in any way. I don't think in any circumstance, except if this man is harmful to the child or the woman is harmful to the child, because we've seen baby daddies who are also trying to stop the mothers from being close to the kids. So in the case where you are in that circumstance, it is not advisable to detach the child from the parent, provided the parent is not harmful to the child. If you are detaching the child from the parent, meanwhile the child is a legitimate contributor to that child's growth, then you're making a mistake, and that mistake is going to affect the child long term, not even you. So I think that it's some sort of education that people need to. In the West, there are laws that have been established that can take care of the child even when the two parents are fighting. If the two parents are in agreement, the West has a way within the laws that they will take care of the child, and the child will still have all they need. But where is that parental support, that parental care, and that the child needs is what, as parents, once you have a child, you should be willing and ready to provide that to your child.
Voila, that's really a wonderful one, Coach B. There's a story which I'm going to read here, but not now. Before we get to that story, a lady sent her experience as a baby mama, which I'm going to read from my phone. Now, before getting to that one, Coach B, I want to ask you a very technical question. Can pregnancy be used to keep a man? Can a child be used to keep a man? And
it's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. No women do that. It's completely, undeniably wrong to use a pregnancy to keep anyone in your life.
Because this is
very big mistake.
It's likewise like women, like it's a similar thing to women, because there are
and
some
again,
men
to men, it's wrong for a man to impregnate a woman just to keep the woman, because there are some women that rely on their men, because the man is more experienced, and they rely on the man to help them take care of themselves, and then they use their own tactics and manipulate them into a pregnancy, and boom. So however it happens, it's wrong to use a pregnancy to keep a woman or a man.
All right, because that's a tactic that a lot of people are using. I know the story.
Yeah, it's very common nowadays. Very common.
I know of a lady that was with a man. The man was initially to get married to another lady that he loves, and then later on, he discovered that the other lady was already pregnant for him. They were having backlash, they were having situations at home, and they were having issues. But at night, number two entered.
Of course.
More like, I'm not with you. I don't like you. And number 3 enter. And gradually, the man, he finally loved the woman after giving him about 4 children. You see, and he's like, yeah, if a woman wants you to love him, you're going to love him. You're going to, the woman to love her, you're going to love her. Definitely, the woman was behaving
No,
the way
if a woman wants you to stay with her, again, they can use that means for you to stay with her, but they're probably not going to have you love them the way you're supposed to or respect them the way you should. So you probably live with that man in the house and the man will keep chasing someone else that they love. So I'm not a huge fan of telling women to use a pregnancy to keep a man. It has worked for some, but I don't think it's the right approach.
And equally, Coach B, there is, hi, Tim, you're welcome. Tim, can you hear me? Tim, are you there? All right, we're waiting for Tim to join us in the conversation. Now, there is, you talked of something like looking at the feeling of either the father, the mother, or the child. Who's the most important, the child? Don't you think that alone can actually lure people to get into marriages? Because there are situations that I've seen that it seems like they hurriedly got married because they were trying to cover up a pregnancy. And according to the African perspective, oh, if I begin to go carry belly, it don't give me disgrace. So for them to avoid that, you do the mathematics. You can always do the mathematics. You do the mathematics and notice that the time you put to bed and the time you got married, the difference is about. You see, when you do the mathematics, you notice that it's like the marriage was trying to cover the pregnancy so that you not be that they got they put the bed out of wedlock. Now, some of those marriages work. I know a pastor who did that kind of thing, and his marriage did not work. He's a very influential guy from Cameroon, not long like Cameroon. So his marriage did not work out, and he actually had to split like that. You see? So there are different approaches which people use. Now, talking about who is the most important, don't you think at a certain point, baby mamas, baby daddies could reconcile their differences for the sake of the child so they create a healthy and good environment for the child? Because if you look at it, it's usually a problem from one angle. Either the lady is not behaving well or the guy is not behaving well. Now, if one of them come to a point where the both of them can be on a balance, don't you think that could be a possible solution for the sake of the child? Because like you said it earlier, the gospel truth is this: you would hardly raise a healthy home in that divided setting. It's very difficult, like almost impossible. It's very easy. See, this is a very easy thing to say. No, move on. They gotta move on. Yeah, you live your life, you get your life, you get married to people. Let me explain the reality behind this thing. Unless you're a part of it, you might not really understand how it is. It's a very complex and very complicated state of life. When you look at your child, from a male perspective, you look at your child, you're not happy with the fact that your child has to go and stay somewhere. Then after I come and stay this way, then after I go and stay somewhere, then after I come and stay this way. The child is already living in some, he's deprived of certain things. The next part is if the lady in question gets married, you don't even know the kind of mindset which the person you are going to get married to has. Definitely the lady has to submit to someone else, and that person has to be the father to your child. That's another point you consider. You look at your own part. A lot of ladies are always like, see, when most ladies, when they meet a baby daddy, let me tell you guys this thing. This is a simple reality. Oh, baby, your child is so cute. Hey, bring him to me. Bring your child. Let's go out together. Let's go and have a time. They are showing all the love for the child. But the moment they take in, oh, that picking way here. You understand? So you consider all of these things, and if you look at it keenly, all of them will just gradually lead you to an unhappy life. Unhappy life with the child and the baby mama and the baby daddy, because at one point the lady might be moving on with somebody else with her own part of the bitterness. The man will be with somebody else with his own part of the bitterness. It's much more easier when there's no child involved. But when there's a child involved, you will notice that the man has a bitterness that is stopping him from actually relating with the baby mama very well. The lady has a bitterness stopping relating to the baby daddy very well. So at some point, you need to bring an intermediary, either the law or somebody else. And in all of that, when the father and the mother are not relating where the child is seeing, the children, you are the first teachers to your children, they see. And you look at most of the time, children that grow up like that, they are usually timid. They have serious mental illnesses. A lot of them, that we don't identify a lot, and which we think we can solve by yelling at the child. You understand? So sometimes, that is, sometimes a lot of men will rotate like that and say turn, and come up, because at the end of the day, when you take some things into consideration, and given that a lot of women are actually quite similar nowadays, you think you're going to meet a better one, you meet someone that has older somebody that you come and discover and start. And you look at the whole process, sometimes it is what it is. But the whole situation of baby mama, baby daddy becomes very, very complicated because there is a child involved. And if you are that conscious father, I'm not talking about a category that will just put the child and disappear. Because there are guys that do that. There are guys that will just put the child and as when I get out, they'll even reject the pregnancy. They'll say, my picking will can't find me. You understand? They will even go with their family and say they reject, it is not their child. You understand? And they will not do anything. That's why you see a lot of these baby mamas going through a lot. I'm not talking about that category of a person. I'm talking about a saying, because that person is not too different from somebody that's insane. I'm not sorry about that. I'm talking about a sane person, somebody who is conscious and has all the senses and have a certain degree of moral virtues in them. They will not just give it, put a pregnancy and disappear. No. They will definitely have something to offer. Now, in this case, it becomes very difficult to do co-parenting. To me, I still see co-parenting as a myth because it is very difficult to have an effective co-parenting atmosphere. Sometimes you guys might get married, sometimes, and sometimes if you care so much about your child, when you finally take the child will miss the mother. I know all these instances. There's a case of a child of the mother, and there's a case of a child of the father. The child grew up with the mother and is the way he is. The child now, the next one I know is the father actually took the child from the mother, disconnected the mother, and took the child to the US. You see that child, he has been growing with the mother until he's around Form 3, and you just disconnect the mother. The child he has to start seeing a new mother like that. He has to start living a new life. The psychological implication of all of that is a whole messed up situation on its own. So you understand, at a certain point, some people just actually forego their ego and differences simply because they want to create a conducive atmosphere for their child. But it doesn't work for everybody because sometimes it depends on the intensity of what the other person did or the intensity of what their separation was. You get the point. So me looking at this is when you're commenting down in the comment section or giving opinion, bear in mind that when there is a child involved, everything is different. Let's be very frank. It is easy to give somebody an advice when you're not in their shoes. But if you have not experienced this baby mama, baby daddy drama, you might not know how depressing it can be. It's a very depressing state of mind, a very depressing life to live. Now, I'll just throw this example. There's a friend of mine that had a son. He had a son with a lady, and the lady, he had it when he was much more younger. The lady went and put to bed, and the guy, he went to a village to play a game, basketball. And by the time when he was back to town, he never heard from that girl again. It made a very long time, about a year or two. The lady said, we finally had a good match, and this is the result. You know, like, I have a child. He said, yes. The guy now, as naive as he was, he went to see the parents. The girl's father came out with a GUN. GUN. Like, if I see you, that's how the guy left. He went and struggled his life, and he's a man now doing his things. The child grew up with the mother. The mother got married to somebody else. Now, this is what the mother is doing. The mother is actually tormenting her own child. The child is like a houseboy in their house. The child eats separately from her other children, and it got to a point where my friend was coming back from work, and we met the child. We're just coming, like you're entering the gate, and you want to say, yeah, daddy, and you're like, who is that again? You see, it's my friend's son, all dirty with wounds in his body that the mother's husband has beaten him and said he does not want he does not want him in his house again, that he's too stubborn. Definitely, 13, 14, 15, 16 for male children is a very technical age that needs some kind of parenting. So you have to bear with adolescence sometimes. You see, these are all the kind of things that are part of the reality of being a baby daddy or baby mama. They're like, all right, come my boy. Let's see how life continues. You see, All of these things, it adds up to create the level of toxic people we have, the level of mentally ill people we have, because of because it comes as a result of the different wrong orientations which different people give. You get. So for conscious people, when a child is involved, I end up saying it is still a very, very different ball game. So there are a lot of things you should take into consideration before actually. It is easy to say separate, go and meet somebody. Go. It is true you will separate. It is true you meet somebody. What becomes of your life? Are you sure you're going to live with that wound all your life? Are you sure you're going to create this atmosphere for the child all your life? When you see a child after 20 years, are you going to be proud of the kind of things that those are the kind of things we take into consideration as a logical parent? Because as fathers, for example, usually we are fond of saying women don't have sense. Sorry, women, but I know you people actually have sense more than men. Now, if you leave your son with somebody, when you leave your son with somebody and the person raises the child your own way, when anything happens to that child, you're the father. At the end of the day, you definitely get back to you as a father. So how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be proud of yourself? Are you going to be proud? So these are the different complexities when it comes to all of this drama. And now, the bad part of it is when nobody is there to listen to your own side of the pain. There are very few men that can speak out, because even when they try to speak, when Tyrus was talking about his case, people were making mockery of him. Same like a lot of men that are going through a lot of these challenges, people just tend to, I forget that TV, man, picky, forget. You see, when it's those people that are actually going to know the pain they are going through. Yeah, so that's what I have to say. Now, Tim, you're very much welcome. Tim, are you stable now?
Yeah, kind of. I'm just going to try. Let's see.
All right, great. Now, Tim, you're very much welcome on board and glad to have you.
Yeah, okay, man.
Now, what can you give as a remedy for people going through baby mom, baby daddy drama? What can you
Well, I think there is no denying that there is drama involved. It doesn't matter if it's a man or the lady coming with a kid. There is drama involved, and I think to an extent it's unfair to impose that on someone who hasn't got a kid. I'm being honest. You hear me? It's to an extent it's unfair to impose that. The society has a way of viewing this, especially the ladies, because they have this idea of if you love me, you must love my child. It's not a must. That's not my seed. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to someone who is willing to man, because that's not the man's seed. You know, this is just like, 100% responsibility with 0% authority for the man. You have to accept that. So I just think the best remedy for this, so that all man get peace of mind. If you are with a kid, look for a partner with a kid. You guys share your drama. If you meet someone without a kid and you got a kid, you should be grateful. You should be grateful. Yes.
Now, Tim, I want to ask you a question. Tim, can you genuinely raise somebody else's child? That is, you meet this lady and you guys have a chemistry and she has a child and the lady is in communication with that child's father. Can you genuinely raise that child like your own?
Well, there is no denying that a bond between me and the child is going to be formed. There is no denying that. But at the same time, there is always going to be a place in my heart that's not going to accept the situation. Because as long as there is still that communication, I always feel threatened because men are very territorial. You understand, my brother? So to an extent, yes, to an extent, it's not going to go good, especially in the long run. Even in the process of it, you can tell that the man looks at the child a certain way. Even though with the bond, he knows it's not a seed, especially if the mom is still in communication.
Now,
yes.
Now, I want thank you so much, Tim. I want to ask something. Could we want to find out something from you, and then we'll come to Princess. Could we?
Mhm.
Can you?
Go ahead.
Can you embrace a man that has a child with another lady, and the lady is in communication with the guy? Can you embrace him and embrace the child like that?
Why should I even expect the man not to be in communication with the other woman? They share a child. The only thing I need is transparency.
So
Except that
you can
communication is going beyond just the child, then that's where there's a problem. But saying that that man is going to cut conversation with that woman is living in a dream. It's a fact.
Now,
it's just living in a dream.
This is a gospel truth. In most
there's no way the two of them can be disconnected, because there's a connection, which is that child. And it's but unfair because the reason why you came up with a scenario about the woman raising the child in her own way, or the man raising the child in his own way. The reason why the two parents need to keep talking is so that they are making sure that the child is being raised in the way the two of them want the child to be raised. Before you go to the extent, I think there's no way we can wrap our hands around this thing and call it beautiful. It's going to be messy, whether we like it or not. Once you have a child,
it's not a beautiful thing at all.
It's definitely messy. So I think the only solution out of this is having preventive measures. I was watching a video the other day, and they were talking about the age where a woman should have a child. I think the reason why we're running into these issues is this societal pressure that women do have, and the misconception or the misunderstanding of things that might have happened with other people. To your case, there's a woman that has manipulated a man until they have 4 kids, and then she ends up being the wife of that man.
Yeah.
And there are tens of thousands of women that will think that that's the rule of thumb, and they will do the same. We don't have control over that. Secondly, there are some women that had a child out of wedlock, and they ended up having a good marriage, and the marriage was successful. They got married to another man who had kids, and the two families, like we call them a blended family, the blended family became a good family. That's another rule of thumb. And there are some other younger generation of women that will believe in that rule of thumb, and they will do the same. However, if we start preventing pregnancies really early, we'll allow young people to live their lives, make their mistakes, but the mistake will not extend to having a baby out of wedlock. They might have STDs, they might have STIs, but they would not have a baby.
Somebody said, all right.
Yeah. Secondly, if by chance or by mistake, I'm not saying that there are times when people really make mistakes and a baby comes in. It's not like they really wanted to be pregnant, and we cannot condemn people for making mistakes. Once the baby is here, trust me, you need to compromise, whether you like it or not. You need to make compromises. There will be a time when that woman or that man will wake you up at the time when you don't want to be woken, but you have to wake up because you need to make compromises for the sake of that child. At that moment, it's about the child. It's not even about how you feel. It's not even whether it makes you happy or it makes you unhappy. But my advice to women who have had children out of wedlock, or men, before you even get married to someone else, you need to be very, very sure that this person accepts your child. I will not even recommend you getting married to a man or a woman that you're not very sure that that person can provide the kind of love. It's not going to be 100%. You're going to complement it. Because I don't expect Princess to love your child 100% the way you love that child. It's an unreasonable expectation.
Exactly.
We shouldn't. Yeah, that expectation is unreasonable. But Princess can love that child 99%. She can love that child 98%, and then you will complement the rest of it. However, you need to be sure that princess has loved that child 98% and you are satisfied with the 98%, then you bring her on board. That's my recommendation, because most of us have run into marriages with our children without even doing the due diligence of making sure that our partners can care for that child the way they should. And we're running away from contraceptives. Some of us learn those mistakes. We learn through those mistakes, but we're running away from contraceptives, but those contraceptives can save us a lifetime of trouble. Trust me.
Wow, this is beautiful. Somebody is saying condoms, use condoms so that when the beginning first come. See, it is the gospel truth is this: don't fall for this naive trick. If you're not ready to be a parent, use birth control. Yeah. Learning to be a parent in the process of becoming a parent is a very stressful game you don't want to try.
I mean, we should get to that point where it's normal for a young girl, 18 years, 20 years, who is sexually active to walk into a clinic and get a birth control for herself. That is you taking care of yourself first. It doesn't even have to be the guy. And until you're very sure that this guy is responsible enough, can be a parent to your child before you go ahead and start taking away that contraceptive. That we always think of the after effects of contraceptives. Having that child out of wedlock is worse than gaining weight out of
I mean, this is something we should talk about, because a lot of ladies feel like to go and buy that thing, how they still feel shy, they still feel, and some will silently keep a pregnancy that they are not. So this is the reality behind a woman. I'm talking about an average woman in Africa, Cameroon. I like talking about Cameroon. When you take in, you have at least 2 years of your life to be on standby. First and foremost, your parents definitely maybe sent you out of town to go and study or make a life so that you can become somebody. The next thing is pregnancy. Is that what they're saying you to do now? You're actually on your own. And most African parents, when you take in, they're like, I don't watch my for that picking. You are disappointment. You are disgrace and all of that. You are dealing with the trauma of rejection. You are dealing with the trauma of a pregnancy and becoming a mother that you are not ready. Which one do you prefer? Are you going to handle yourself so that you don't take in at all? Or you're actually going to use your timid or shyness to put yourself in a situation where you're going to suffer for the next 5 years? Now, when the child starts working or doing other things, you see another year you have some more years to become a mother. And in the process of that, you can develop bitterness, you can be depressed, and you can make very silly decisions in your life. If you walk around, you go around the places where you see the red light districts. No, red light district is good English. Where you go take Aquarana. You look at a lot of them. You will see a lot of ladies that have bitterness from failed relationships.
I know that place.
You know. So when you go there, you will see a lot of ladies that they have children. I used to have a neighbor. This neighbor, I'm sure that neighbor was into runs. Like you will see, she was not living. I was living alone in my side upstairs, like, and then you will hear noise from down behind. You get when that lady came to that compound, man. One time I traveled. One of my guys, like, boss, man, don't sleep the whole night though. Early noise. Nobody understood. One time we hear one man will come, the next one will come, and she's living there with 3 children in a room, in a single room. This is what happens. When one comes, the children sleep on the floor. The little girl, she has a child that is around 11 years, like that, a girl child. When the child will hear the mother moaning on the bed, she will start crying. The mother, they'll give her so, bam, sit quiet. You get? So,
now that kind one then they online, they say don't take nonsense from any man.
No, let me learn. You see a lot of this, and you notice that this lady, if you look at, I have the tendency of not judging people. I have seen shaking in my life that even if you are Satan, I will come and look at you and say, what happened? Like, what's up?
Exactly.
Or even from a distance, I might try to understand how you reason. Mm-hmm. Sincerely, if you look at this lady, you notice that maybe the first child came in when she was not ready. The stress that came with the child might have pushed her to do some of those things, because there are men that are willing to give you some more only if you can open. if you cannot hope for forget, I mean, with the category of some of the men that they meet, because there are other category of men that can actually generously give for nothing. I know a lot like that. Now, that might have possibly caused her to do some things like that, which pushed to the next one, the second child, and before long you notice she's already living a life as a certified hookup. You understand? We came to understand that's what that lady was doing. And she will rent her one-room house and bring all the men there. During the day when the kids are playing, they should go. Those ones that are coming to spend the night, the children will sleep on the floor. They'll be with her. And I don't know how some of these guys really used to do this thing. I mean, so that's some of the things that come with the realities of you taking in and not using contraceptives and not you actually trying to prevent it. It is always good to take in when you are ready to take in. When you're ready to become a parent, you do it with your full chest, not like situation making you to become a parent. Ask anybody that have been pushed by situation to become a parent.
Now, our primitive society, because of peer pressure.
Yes,
our primitive society, that's a gospel truth. Our primitive society. So sometimes it is good to make all of this happen. Sometimes you see bitterness coming from baby mamas like that. It is simply as a result of the bitterness she has experienced from the stress, from the headache. I mean, the child is sick.
Raising a child is very difficult, Like nursing a child is not an easy task. Nursing a child, like you have to wake up at night when you should be sleeping to nurse a child. And then when they are toddlers, you have to be vigilant, picking them here and there. It's difficult. And again, accumulating all of that trauma, you want someone to dump on it. And the closest person you can dump it on is the father of that child or the mother of that child.
You have put me on.
Yeah, you put me through there.
You will not sleep today and all of that. You see, so these are some of the realities that we see that happen to a lot of this baby mama, baby daddy drama. It's not really a friendly thing. A lot of the time, English has a way of saying it that looks so nice. Baby mama is beautiful. Yeah. It's a stressful thing. You know, English has a way of saying it. They say prostitute. It sounds good. Akuna kuna kwara. They say husband. They say side chick. No, husband snatcher. Sometimes we should call the things away just so it should sound as brutal as it seems. So when you hear
you call someone a husband snatcher, how did that person snatch the husband? That's the question everybody should ask themselves.
The next
because if you're married to someone and the person goes after another woman, how does it now become the person that they went after that should be condemned? So it should be chick chaser, right? Not husband snatcher, because this lady is on her own and somebody chased her. And then out of whatever story they told her, she accepts. And then now they are the ones being called the name husband snatcher. But in the case where this woman knows that that's somebody's husband, again, she's still not the husband snatcher. Your husband has a responsibility to play. What is this that they told this lady? So again, to your point, not judging people, it's very important to hear both sides of the story. And we've labeled these names. I like to use the example of most doctors on this side of the world. They would encourage parents to take their children once they hit puberty. You take your child to the clinic and you choose a birth control for that child. It's not because you're encouraging that child to go and be sexually active. Yes, chick chaser. It's not because you're encouraging your child to become sexually active, but you're protecting your child from being a parent too early. And because of our society has said, if you don't have a child in your 20s, you'll be too old when you're in your 30s to have a child. You'll be too old when you're in your 40s to have a child. Ask yourself the question, when is an average young person in Cameroon able to take care of a family? Is it in their early 20s?
Who does them?
When is an average youth, young person, young adult in Cameroon able to take care of a family, meaning they have a source of income, they have a home or a house, they can pay the rent, they can pay school fees, they can take care of themselves? and they can take care of all the extended responsibilities. When is that? From my experience, it's in their 30s.
Yeah.
In their 30s. However, society is pushing people in their 20s to go about and have children.
Everybody goes through a lot. Who is that saying baby mamas?
let's go progressively. Coach B, you can learn, please.
Yes, and so we're pushing people in their early 20s when they are still figuring life. They are still figuring a source of income. They are still figuring emotionally, mental, and financial stability to be even able to take care of a family. We're pushing that group of individuals to go and start having babies because we instill the fear of not having babies in the 30s. Who said that? Who said a woman cannot have a child in their 30s? Who said you're too old to have a child in your 30s? The kids that have been raised in the most mentally stable home, financially stable home, that they have everything they need, which is what every child needs. Those are basic needs of a child. UNICEF will establish that. Those are basic needs of a child. Most of those people are in their mid-30s, later 30s. And that's because they figured life out. You take a child when you're a child, it's like a child raising a child. How does a child raise another child?
The child is not even you have not succeeded with like being able, you are not really your own self.
Those are the societal pressures that are landing us in a lot of trouble. A child cannot raise a child.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true, Coach B. Let's take this comment. I think Tim has something to react to this. So raising a child is not easy. Do you remember the baby daddy, how the baby daddy is gallivanting around with other girls? Those girls will even make mockery of you. Baby mamas go through a lot. Oh, Tim, where are you? I really wanted you to react to this because it happens. You have something to say on this because see, this comment, I want us to take a few comments and then we'll fire on to the next phase. This is very, very interesting. And at the same time, I don't really want us to miss a particular part of it. It's very technical and very necessary for everybody to actually understand how the realities behind all of this. We have this one that says Steph says, "Dear baby mama, let the father do what he can and also do your own part." Now, in a lot of cases, in most cases, where you hear the woman saying this man is a deadbeat man and so on and so forth, he is doing only this. If you hear the word doing only this, you should narrow it down and look at what's not happening. Because if a man has a mind to do only something, there's a high possibility that a man can do more, and there are some things making him not to do more. In most cases. So to narrow it down and look deep into what is happening, because the gospel truth is this: a lot of the time, let me say 9.5 out of 10 cases among guys that I know that have children with ladies they are not married to, most of the time these women use these children as a tool to get to the man. We cannot deny this fact. You see, most of the time these women use these children as a tool. They will say, "I will never talk about this. I will never talk about me and you again. After all, you're moving your own life. I'm living my own life." They have maximum 2 days. You will come and say an epistle written. You have done this. I'm playing the victim game. You understand? So all of these things are some of the dramas that come in when you don't actually cut the lines. And at a certain point, you actually have to create an atmosphere where you can live with a child, which is almost very, very impossible. A lot of people are saying use condom in my inbox. Let me read, like I was saying earlier on. I want to read a story. Princess, do you have something to say before I jump to that story? Do you have any reaction to give?
Something to say. Yeah,
All
I
right,
have
please
something
write on.
to say. Yeah, by the way, let me start from the root cause. There are several reasons why girls get pregnant out of wedlock. There are several reasons. Some, let me start from the base puberty, out of excitement. You just meet this guy, you think you have feelings, you are catching cruise for this guy, and you think everything is working well. At the end of the day, boom. When pregnancy shows up, that's when you know the real feeling. Second instances is when the promise of marriage comes into play, and when the lady thinks she's getting old, or this guy is capable of being, is a responsible person, is the kind of person that I would like to keep, you understand? So they think that having a child for him will make you end up with him. And other situations are when the lady is getting old. Like I have someone who is 42. She's giving birth to her first child at the age of 42. She deliberately wanted to have a child. She has been struggling. This is a with no man coming forth. At the end of the day, she had no option but to sort out herself by having a child above all odds. So these are some of the cases that causes women to have children out of wedlock. But if we can think about it biblically, this is the reason why, like we all said, we all agree that it entails a lot of drama, right? But this is the reason why God specifically wrote that flee from sexual immorality. I want us to look at it at a biblical point of view. It is true that children are blessing from God. We cannot ignore that. Children are blessing from God. And there are people who are capable, yet they are looking for these children they cannot find. So if I can advise any single mother, if you already have a child, or you have a child out of wedlock, take it as a blessing.
Yeah.
Children are blessing from God,
Yes.
and the Bible says, "Blessed is he that has his house full of them, that has a quiver of them in his house." So you should first of all see this child as a blessing. If you see the child as a blessing and you have a godly mindset, you have the fear of God, you will put this child first. You put this
Mhm.
child above your emotions. You put this
Mhm.
child above any other thing, because it has happened. Mistakes do happen, but once they happen, what do?
What do you
Put
do?
God first, put God at the center. On the second hand, I'm happy that we as youth,
Oh gosh.
others to caution them of what they are getting into, not to be carried away of what they think is emotions. Emotions is not what we feel. Love is not what you feel. That's not love. That's loss. It is good that we're handling this topic to caution the upcoming youth that it's not all about what you feel. For those who are
Exactly.
coming up, the Bible says flee from sexual immorality. I'm talking for especially the ladies. Flee,
Mhm.
flee. It is very, very worthy to keep your body intact. It's it's worth it. It's worth it to preserve your purity. It's worth it. You might not have been a virgin, but even from getting this message, you will see the importance of doing that. There is great
Right.
value in you keeping your purity. It saves you from all these dramas, STDs, sicknesses, unwanted pregnancies. It entails a lot of dramas. So when you keep your purity, it prevents you from all this drama. So God is not a man. God is not a man that he will lie. When he says flee, he means flee. It is for your own good. Then secondly, the men, please don't. It is useless for you to go directly with someone that you don't want. You know that you don't want to have. Take precaution. Take precaution for the men. Take your
Uh,
precaution, and for the
That's
women,
a good point
flee.
you just shared there. That's a good point
Wow.
you just shared there. I had one of my uncles who used to tell my male cousins that never you lay with a woman that you think you cannot have a child with, or a
Yes. If
woman
you
that you
think that this
cannot
woman you
provide.
cannot go forth.
Yes, a woman you
Mhm.
cannot marry. Don't lay with that woman. If you are
That
laying
is
with a
it.
woman,
As
know
simple
that
as
this
it
is the
is.
kind of woman that you can get married to.
But now,
Yeah.
once you have had this situation, if you cannot control your
Wow. Your connection is terrible.
for your actions as a man, as an adult, this is your act. I'm gonna be responsible for it, no matter how it comes. Now, even with all the dramas and so on, put the interest of the child first. Put the interest you can be together, fine. But most of the reasons why out of wedlock for men that they think that they can end up with, most of the reasons why these men do what they do and they think they can go scot free, they can go on with it. They give a damn. They give a damn. I'm talking like with these men that they think that after all, the Pekingo can't find me. You get it? They give a damn. That is because these men they think that they can live. They want to have multiple sex partners, and once they are give them the open, you give them the free go, the free fall to show that they can score at any time. They can have their excesses. They can eat their cake and have it. They'll always do what they have to do, knowing that you are having the kid. They'll always come back to you. And most of them, they keep baby mamas. They go get married, and at the end of the day, they want to come back and have the baby mamas and have the wife at the same time. That's where there is a problem. That is another point to consider.
Very key point. Yeah. Yeah, they leave the baby mama, they go get married to another woman, and then they keep coming back to the baby mama and they want to
their baby mama.
Oh gosh.
Men know what they do. Men know what they do. That's why I will never point the finger at anyone, be it the man or the woman. But let me tell you, one thing we should put into consideration is that women are very, very much emotional. Women are very much emotional when they are with a man.
Wow, she's making a very good point there, but the network is terrible.
I feel like the character traits of the woman. So if it comes out from this woman, this is how the child is gonna look like. This is how the child is gonna be behaving. Men are much more logical. In fact, they are doing business and everything. Even in relationships, they are business minded. What is their gain? How is this child how is it gonna favor him? You get it? They look at how it's gonna favor them. If it doesn't favor them, they leave the stuff for you. They leave the stuff for you. They carry the drama and go. But for case of matter is that the parents involved, the parents should take care of these children. Gone are the days that girls girls will be rejected from their family because they've given birth out of wedlock. I think that we are getting to the level where our parents now are more open-minded, right? They know that stuff like that can happen. But when you push a lady away, you push her further into the arms of the world. You push her further into the world, into things that will get her more messy. So the situation, the only remedy is to take the child from the girl, remedy, caution her, and caution her, give her directives on how to live her life. Maybe consider yourself that you did not play your role well as a parent.
Yeah.
You didn't give enough advice. We should put all these points into consideration.
That's right.
We should look at our own faults as parents. Did you give this girl enough advice on how to live her life? Since it has reached to this level, in order to calm down the drama, take the child from the girl, because logically, legally, a child born out of wedlock belongs to the family of the girl.
Right.
If you want to look at it at the legal aspect, it belongs to the family of the girl. So it is the place of this girl. If the girl is not mentally or physically capable of taking care of the child, the parents should also play their part. Maybe if there is drama, if the guy is relating with the family of the girl, there will be less drama. There will be less drama.
All right. It's been a very beautiful conversation, and I must say you have said a lot of sense, Princess. Even though I don't agree with everything you said, though. I don't know, Tim. Do you have anything to add up to what Princess said? See, I'm struggling to connect from my phone. Where we are is a very beautiful place. If you notice, today I've been very special with the different ups down.
I had a lot
But
of points just mixed up. I really had a bunch of them, but let him
Yeah,
go on. Let him go on. I'll
very
come
good
later.
yeah,
points.
I know, right?
Very good points.
Well, she said a lot of things. I don't even know where to start from. She said a lot
Yeah,
of things. When I want to think about this, another one is going to pop up in my head. I don't even know. But first of all, I would want to say that when we're talking about these realities of life, it is very
yeah,
important for us to put
yeah,
spirituality and religion aside first, then
No,
face
no,
yeah.
the
no, no, no,
situation
no.
head on.
Spirituality, please.
Now,
Spirituality
to give
comes
my point,
first.
you don't need talk. You talk for you, not talk anything. Ma finish. Did you see woman? All right.
No,
First of
there's
all,
Now,
not
we
the
were talking about
spiritual
these
part.
issues about life and kids. Yeah, you see, when you say spirituality is first of all, look, you should understand that there are atheists who are having their normal lives and they are doing so well with all their kids
I
and
didn't even
all
talk
your
about
prayers.
God.
Where please, my talk no.
Atheists are spiritualists.
Can I speak?
all right. Please land Tim.
Can I
Let's
just
allow
speak?
Tim
Can
to
you just
land.
let me speak?
Okay,
Let me share my opinion. All right. Good. Now
Please
you're
do,
talking
Tim. Right
about
on.
first of all, when you keep talking about children are this, the man should be this, even the Bible says, even the Bible, we don't all have your same beliefs. And if you're talking to a wider audience, you can't just keep saying the Bible says that. You are imposing people. You are imposing these ideas on people. And I just before I say what I want to say, I just want you to know that there are people who are not who are actually without beliefs, but they have their lives intact. They have the kids, and it's like everything you're praying for, all the prayers go to them, but they don't share your belief. Now, until when I go inside, they look at our head home. Now, forget about the one spirituality left and right. The world is advancing, and it's as if your prayers are going to people who don't even believe in what you believe in. But you know, no leave people rest. At least when something like this one come, move face ahead on before you start talking about your Bible. Say the Bible say, all we know share your belief. That's number one. All right.
All right.
You
Mm-hmm.
said something. Please let me come. You said something that women are very emotional. That's a fact. It's not even something you are thinking. It's a fact. Men are the logical ones. That's why we are more masculine, and women are emotional. So by virtue of that, by default, that doesn't make women good decision makers because they make decisions based on emotions, which is very unstable and illogical. So when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to this parenting, yes, guys, they can outsmart a lady very easily due to their
Mm-hmm.
logical standpoint most of the time. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, you talked about a guy is gonna get a girl pregnant and go about gallivanting, meeting other girls and stuff like that. Listen, the society we live
No,
in
let
right
me,
now
let
is
me
not the
restate
same.
what she
It's
said.
not the same
I think,
as
I think
if I'm
what she
All right.
talking,
1
said
minute,
was,
please,
Tim.
you can be jotting some things I'm saying rather than
Tim.
interrupting.
All right. Okay. No.
We are talking about a society where we talk about what was I be saying before the interruption? Women are large are emotional. That's a fact. It's not even something you're thinking about. So by default, that doesn't make them good decision makers because they make decisions based on emotions. I'm not talking about all women, but the vast majority of them. Because by default, they are that way. There is nothing you can do about it. You understand what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say? So
Yeah.
in essence, what I'm saying is, when you talk about men, I think Princess Dime, I don't know her name. She
Yeah,
said
that's
you can get a girl
Dama.
pregnant, you go about living your life and do what. That is because since we operate from a logical standpoint, it is very easy for a man to outsmart a lady because they operate on emotions, and emotions are unstable and illogical. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But the problem is that even after they make these mistakes repeatedly, they don't listen to advice. They don't. They don't. You can see it is very easy for a baby mama to become a baby mama for the second time for another person. and the cycle keeps going on. Because they're emotional, they make bad decisions most of the time. And they don't want to be talked to. They don't want to take advice. They want men to just shut up. So basically, the two things I just wanted to say was, first of all, the issue of spirituality. Put that for corner first. All we know, share your belief. Secondly, tackle this issue of women being emotional. By default, if you are emotional, you are a bad decision maker. That is normal for the vast majority. Let's just set it up for inference, because emotions are illogical. You talk plenty. I don't feel really address also. For now, that's just what happened.
Thank you, Tim. Coach B, you wanted to react to something?
No, I think he was stating a point. He was not stating it word verbatim. So I was trying to make sure that he is stating the right point that Princess made. I think what I understood, and again, Princess, correct me if I'm wrong, what I understood from what she was sharing was that some men will have a child with a woman, leave that woman, get married to someone else, and then keep going back to the other woman to keep having sex with that woman. And they end up having another child. Meanwhile, they're already in a relationship. I really worry, again, there's no clear scientific explanation to whether men are more logical than women. But in most cases, if we think that men are very logical, how then do men get manipulated into having multiple babies with multiple baby mamas? If we want to say that it's because women are emotional that they go about making the same mistake of having babies with multiple men, I don't think there's any logical explanation to that. People are human beings and they are prone to making mistakes. Let's call them mistakes. Let's not say the mistake is as a result of women being emotional or otherwise, because there are some men that are very emotional, and there's a possibility that being emotional can tap into someone's logical senses, and that person will be outsmarted. And in most cases, we've seen that women have outsmarted men and gotten pregnant for men, and the men are not even aware that they got this lady pregnant. It's very common nowadays. And to every woman who knows this, a woman can get pregnant to any man, provided they have access to that man. There's a possibility that they can get pregnant for that man anytime they want to. So let's not judge it on in being illogical, being emotional, and all of that. So let's look at the fact that we are all humans and we are prone to being vulnerable in some cases. But in the case where we already have kids, if a child comes in the mix, I don't know if it's because of poor judgment of character. Trust me, I know women can be very poor at judging character, but women can be very, very concealing of their character. And that's why most men end up marrying a woman and then boom, the woman's character is revealed 4 months into the marriage, 3 months into the marriage. And the man is like, but this is not what I thought you were. That's because women are very tactful when it comes to revealing their real character. If you think of the most dangerous people in the world, think of a woman first. So it's not just because they are being so logical. I'm saying that as a woman, because they have a way that they think, they have a way that they analyze things, and they are not making all the right decisions all the time. But when they make these mistakes, we're saying that women, stop using the child as a bait. You carry that child in your womb for 9 months. You have an emotional connection with that child, even more than the father. Most times, you are the one nurturing that child. And to use that child as a weapon against the father is a mistake. It's a very big mistake that we shouldn't be making. I think that's what I want to say. Women shouldn't be making that mistake.
Thank you so much, Coach B. This is really wonderful. We have this Don Henry. Glad to have you, Don Henry. Glad to have you on board. A lot of baby mamas don't know the real father of their children. Would have fashion over strong. Now, not knowing the father is one thing and the strong fashion is another thing. Coach B mentioned something here, stated here clearly that a lot of women can hide their character. The gospel truth is this: a lot of the time when some men are in a relationship with a lady, the relationship sometimes is not usually to go to the end. Like it's not like the relationship is supposed to go to it does not have a happy ending. No. Every time the relationship is really good, but sometimes you start discovering some certain character traits that you notice that to build a life with somebody that behaves like this is definitely going to be problematic, if not now, in the future. Like you all know, men do we do mathematics, like even involuntarily, we start calculating. If you do so, it means when this so happen, so now, so you go do so, and definitely my picking they go do so, and me I go do. You see, and this is what usually causes the separation a lot of the time. And sometimes I think if we could train women properly and give a good treatment, they are always the target. Women are always the target. When it comes to nation building, when it comes to building, women are very essential. That's why they're always a target. Because if you misguide a woman, you have a destroyed society, a destroyed home, a destroyed family, a destroyed life. But if she has the right orientation, you have a good family, good home, good society, good everything. That's why most of the time it's actually they're actually the target to give misleading concepts and ideologies, and this happens a lot of the time. It is not. I don't think it's a coincidence that a lot of women nowadays don't get married. I don't think it's a coincidence that a lot of guys are scared to get married to the women nowadays. I just think because I had this conversation with a lady when I stepped out it and I ran into a friend of mine. Like, yeah. It says, I'm like, it's not by coincidence that a lot of guys don't want to get married, because we grew up seeing a lot of things that we would have loved to have. We grew up seeing our mothers doing a lot of things. We saw how they managed the house in times where our fathers had challenges. You will notice that our mothers will go to the room, support them, and we will never know. It's only now that we are grown that we actually start reasoning like, by the time that this money no be the past, how manage go school and all stuff like that. You see, a lot of those times we never knew, but in most cases today, when the man is going through hardship, that's when the lady brings in disrespect. In most cases today, and this is simply because of the orientation they have, the strong fashion, the fashion strong. And in all of these things, when a man is coming to you thinking that you have a right orientation about life and you both don't belong to the same world, even you are pregnant or what, he will likely vanish. You understand? So it creates more room for a lot of baby mamas in the society. Now, let's take a comment. This comment says, I said this before now, men will leave baby mamas, go get themselves a new girlfriend or wife, then they will want to use the little support they are giving their baby mamas to be knocking them for free. It's so bad. Men always looking for where there is interest. Now,
interest.
Men are always looking for where there is interest. I was shocked.
Yeah, that was the point I was coming on, but we completely kept that aside. I think
now,
that what we are looking forward to.
Okay, right on, Princess.
Okay.
Princess, you can write on.
I think what we are looking forward to is a solution, is a way out, how to reduce some of this drama.
Princess, please, let's not put the women as victims. Let's not do that. I will not really
we
like
are
us
doing
to.
a general question.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Women should not be looked at as the victims here. They love playing the victim role all the fucking time.
It's not a matter of playing a victim. Do you know that some of you men, you don't even like good women? Some of you men, you get the good woman pregnant and get married to the bad women because of interest. That is why you turn around and go back to the good woman. Yeah.
Do you
know very well.
Do you think you know a good woman more than a man? You know a good woman more than a man?
They know.
The man that is
they
woman,
know.
So if these men know all the good
I'm
women,
telling you,
why are some of them landing in the hands of the bad women?
I'm talking for some cases, right? So I'm not generalizing everything. I'm talking about some of the cases that I've seen. We talk about the women having strong fashion. Yes, we all accept that there are some women with strong fashion, but there are equally some women.
Which one be some? The vast majority. Repeat them.
What is strong fashion?
Relative,
Strong fashion
already,
is relative, right? Because
You
what
say
is strong
you're
fashion
acting
to
more like a
me?
woman now.
You see, okay,
uh-huh.
now please,
Yeah.
let me say what I want to say. This is what I was looking at. The truth is,
I'm telling you,
what
most
you
men they will
call
leave good women, go get married to bad women because of
Not
interest.
coming back.
And with the mind that this woman is good, they know that this woman is good. They when they go, they will always be accepted. They will know that this woman has a soft heart. This woman is kind. When I go, I will just do pity party and I will be welcome. So most of the times, the baby mamas are the good women. That is the
no,
truth.
Oh,
no. If they were that good,
Most
the
of
man
the
would not
no,
leave
time,
them.
most of the
Now,
time, because
let,
of
let me
they always say people the way they overdo, now they return to suffer. This is a general notion that we all know. Those who are
let
always
me explain
kind-hearted,
something.
they tend to always suffer.
Mamma
No, that
mia.
princess, let me clarify you on this. This is a
No,
gospel
we
truth.
have to bring out
A
all
man,
the viewpoints. Not being as if for the talk for one, height for one. If
yeah,
something they go cover me on my move.
let me dish it out now. See, a man
Mm-hmm.
knows a woman that is a good woman.
Thank you.
You cannot say this woman is a good woman and then the man is running without regrets.
I will
If
buy
he's
you
a good
15 bottles of whatever you're drinking. 15.
thank you, my brother.
Look
So
here, let me tell you an
it is
experience.
I have fallen for this trap where you say this is a good woman, this is a good woman, this is a good woman. You cannot know a good woman more than the man that is with a woman. It is difficult
Thank you, Papa.
because there is a woman that is not a good wife, but she's a good friend. And when you people will sit together, you will see all kind of headache. You don't have peace of mind. You are not advancing. You are
So why is
actually
it that at the end of the day,
the whole world is saying that this woman is a good woman. This woman, what do you mean by good woman? The man knows a good woman. That's why
Thank
they will
you.
leave married to women that are like
let me
this.
tell you, have
The
you
ones that are
asked the man and that man said this woman was bad? Personally, have you
a lot
asked the
of
man and
them,
that man says this woman was bad?
All
a
right,
lot.
Princess Diamond, can I reply you, please? Can I reply?
All right, let's
Can
go.
I
Let's
reply,
go now.
Princess Diamond?
Tim, you can make your point, Tim.
All right.
Okay.
So she's trying to say the men are leaving the good women for the bad ones. That if a lady is a good woman, the man is going to leave her for a bad woman. First of all, what qualifies you as a good woman? Are you a man? Let the man make that decision, not you. You don't sit as a woman and you feel like you just assume you get this entitlement mentality of yourself being too good, or you know someone who is as per your
I
own judgment is
said
good.
because of
I am still
interest.
talking,
Most of
please.
those
I did not
cases are
obstruct
because
you.
of interest.
And then you know yourself as being a good woman, and according to
No,
you,
I
by
want
your
to correct the
standard, you are the
question.
best for that man. You are the
Yeah.
best. Like the man does not complain about nothing, and he just chooses someone that, by your own standard, is a bad woman. You are not the man. Men are very smart. The question
Thank
is: are you being a woman? Are you operating in your feminine or masculine? When he talks, do you listen? Are you feminine? Are you soft? Look, there are so many things you're missing out. What makes you a good woman? Being a Christian? I don't understand. What's your qualification?
Yeah.
Let the man be the judge. All right.
All right. Now you see when we
Are
were
you
talking,
interrogating me as a man or you are looking for a way forward?
no, please let's go progressively. Let's do it calmly. Now, when you guys are
Okay.
talking, the story
Why I
in
made
my
this
mind.
statement, please, why I made this statement is because this is a situation that has happened. This lady was pregnant for a man, and the man left without letting the lady know and got married to another man. When the lady got aware, she became agitated, right? And to the man's greatest surprise, the man was like, is this how? So you are hot like this? You could be this hot. You are always calm now. Why will you? Because he wasn't expecting the girl to react the way she reacted. You get it? He expected the girl to always take because the girl always takes things with a pinch of salt.
Oh, her network is not the best. We pray she connects soonest. Yeah. Why people were talking? While we were talking, a story came to my mind, and I recall the story very well. There's a lady that was dating a guy. The guy was a teacher, principal. So they were together. The guy actually dumped this lady and went and got married to another lady. To match with what Princess was saying, the guy used a very sweet story to come back to that lady that he got married to his wife because he had to secure his job when he's working. And this innocent lady, I don't know if she's a mumu or is innocent, I don't know which two. This innocent lady was harboring her ex-lover that dumped her to marry somebody else, and that actually ruined her relationship because the current guy that she was with came and found the ex-lover that she was trying to comfort at an odd hour in her house. You understand? These are true life stories that you can actually pinpoint. It is true that there are some men that actually use interest, that go for interest, and in some cases, those stories that I tell you that they are going for interest, they are telling you lies. Because if a man is dating you and he leaves you to go and get married to somebody, he definitely needs a passport to come and be frying the beans. It's not because he actually did not love the other lady. So that pity party is a passport that he wants to use. That you, the girl, you are actually there thinking that you are comforting a man. An adult like that one, a principal, you are comforting somebody. You as a small girl, you are comforting that kind of papa until you're inviting him so that you should come and comfort him. And part of the consolation is dishing beans. So these are some of the things that you need to actually be very cautious of. Men know what they want. Is that they tell you stories to deceive.
Men know what they want. They're not always about. You can't make this shit up. You can't.
I agree.
Yes. I'm casting this thing so ladies watching should know. Never ever fall for that pity party that they tell you. Never fall for that.
Yes, that's what we are trying to address.
Yes, I'm casting it now. So when they tell you that story, you come and you see a man where you go close to him. He's like, I'm having stress. My wife is giving me stress. Don't
fall for that. Don't fall for that.
And leave you and you will still be with the wife. So these are the simple things that you need to be enlightened about, not to fall for the trap. Are you there? You're even there trying to comfort the man. Maybe you're struggling to be your own relationship. This is why some men don't take some ladies serious, because when a man comes to a lady and is trying to be the life, you will start seeing one red flag, second red flag. While you're seeing the lady's red flags, you're taking your steps behind, and then the lady now starts taking her own steps in front. By the time she wants to commit, you're noticing a lot of red flags that you have question marks. Maybe by that time you go now, there's a pregnancy. Baby mama, baby, that drama sets in. So there's some realities which we really need to highlight and make mention of, so that young ladies watching should not fall for this trap. There are simple games that people, even ladies have their games. When you meet a lady and you are about to say, no, I don't go out. Since the last time that they ROAP me, I don't have openings. In your mind, you feel like you have met somebody that you have to call. There are these emotional games that both genders play. You see? Then by the time when you people are going and say, no, don't get in, don't touch me, you feel like you have met a reserved person. There are certain things that you yourself, you have to do your mathematics right and look at there's what people are saying, that is what they say, and you listen. Then there's what they are saying that is not actually the verbal words. You should actually to listen to what people are saying and hear what they are actually saying. A lot of men have used pity party. It is a story that they tell anybody. There is no way that a newly wedded man is going to begin to like you and or leave the wife and come to you. Just know that he wants to be having variety of beings. And a lot of these ladies will fall for it because there are some men that are as useless that useless. They will sit with their wife, fry the beans, leave and come and go to all of their eggs one by one, begin to fry beans.
Fry the beans everywhere.
And the dull exes are there sympathizing.
Before you know it, they have children all over the place.
You understand the point? So you, that the younger that is harboring that man, what if he fries the beans and you take in for him? What are you going to do?
He will definitely accept the child, though. He will accept the child, but he will not be in your life.
So these are compromising situations. This is I'm telling you a question. She has serious people in a relationship and they cannot really work out that much, that well, because of this particular experience, which doesn't really make sense. You understand? And now, if you're having the kind of experience with someone and then finally you have a child with a person, it's not really going to. That's why you see all these the baby train thing. If you look at problem between man and woman, where you hear the woman crying too much, listen to the other part of the story, because a lot of the time the women get themselves into mess. A lot. I've had cases
Women
where
get themselves into trouble all the fucking time, man. All the time.
yeah, we
They
saw
play
a man.
victim.
Yeah, we saw a man actually being physical. I want to use the right word. Actually
So
being
Tim is
physical.
saying something. I really want to clarify something here. There are men that
All right.
can really be manipulated by women. Like, that's why I agree with you that as humans, we are prone to being manipulated. It defines, again, if someone has a hold on you, take for example, a woman has a hold on you and that is your baby. And it's very easy for this woman to lure you into her space and have you if she wants to have you. And even if you don't want to have more babies with that woman, trust me, you might end up having 4 more babies out of 4 visits. Out of 4 visits you make in 4 months. If that woman wants to have 4 more kids with you, you men tell me if it's wrong.
No, Coach B, that's true for some men. Like, because as I mentioned, I talked of an example of a lady that this lady, she took in for that man. They were having serious confrontation. I don't love you. I don't get married to you. But every day, they after some few months, you see the stomach beat. You see, for a category of men. But there's another category of men that you can.
What percentage?
All right, can I answer Coach B's question?
Yes, Tim, what percentage of men will not fall in that trap? Take, for example, you've been married to a woman or you've dated this woman for years and you too have 1 or 2 kids. How is it not easy? Or again, what percentage of women are going to resist, or men are going to resist sleeping with that woman? If that woman were to make you come into her space because you two have kids and the kids are with her, if she gets you into her space and wants to have you, what percentage of men can resist that temptation out of 100?
All right. All right. So I'll just attempt to answer the question. Now, this is a situation where a woman is about to create a problem. I'm not against women, by the way. Don't think I'm being too hard on you guys.
No,
all right. But I'm just being logical. I'm just sharing my opinion. All right. This is a situation where a woman is just about to create a problem. She knows the situation that this is not her man. Or let's just say it's a man, but she's seen some signs that the man is unstable in her life. But she knows when she can take in. She knows when she's fertile enough that if she meets the man, something may procreate. She knows that. The man hasn't got an idea. The man just wants to have her. All right. So she's in control of the fertility window. So this goes a long way to say, yeah, at the end of the day, she can make 5, 6, 7 babies for the same man. But the woman controls the window, the fertility window. And I don't hear men complaining about how many kids they've got. That only comes from women.
Yeah.
You can, like Princess Dama was saying a while. All right, let me talk now. I'm still answering your question. Princess Dama made a point a while ago, and I think it still coincides with what you're saying. That you're talking about the ladies having so many kids. What about the men that are having kids here and there and they are complaining? I don't hear men complaining as much. I don't.
Can I rephrase
it's only the women talking about stuff. Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm not saying men, there are not some men who are complaining that they wish their lives were different. They wish probably they had a kid or 2 from one girl. Yeah, those situations also exist, but they are not of the vast majority. I don't see them complaining. A man can meet you, say, bro, I get 3 jacka or I get 4 jacka for 4 get them, and he won't feel ashamed. Even if he's not financially capable of taking care of those kids, their kids are growing. I don't hear them complaining. They say it as if they are chatting. But the ladies would talk these things with you, and they are blaming the men for everything. It's so much more like that. It's like the ladies were put on this earth to blame the men for everything, even their mistakes. They don't take no accountability for nothing. I don't hear the men complaining as much on these same issues you're raising.
Okay. Good one, Tim. Thank you. I think Coach B.
I don't think he answered my question.
Okay, Coach B, please pose the question well. Let's finish with Coach B's question, please.
So my question is, a man who has kids with a woman, probably they've been married and divorced, and this woman has the kids. How many men will resist sleeping with this woman again? If this woman were to bring you in her space, and again, to that pregnancy window that she has, and she has the opportunity to have you in her space, how many, what's the percentage of men that will resist not sleeping with this woman?
All right. I think that the percentage of men that will resist not sleeping with her is not much. The vast majority of men are going to want to sleep with her because, hey, we're talking about men here. By our biology, we are naturally built like that. All right. So that is not even a question. It's not even it's not a potential question you should ask a man. The answer is obvious. So why are you asking this? Can I know your motive for asking?
No, please, let me elaborate a little bit more. See, about that question, let's even keep the baby mama aside. How many ladies will open it like that and bring a man in their space and the man will refuse? You get a point? Because men at a very high percentage, I mean, the loose ones, I'm looking for a good adjective to call them, the kunyams, will definitely go for any hole. Yeah, okay. Men, well, as they say, free beings, there's always a plantain to eat, always, sincerely. But there are certain men
in this case, I'm sorry if I was talking over you. In this case, this is the familiar hole. And the hole is the hole you've determined that it's not the one you can get married to. You cannot keep this one. Why are you still going there?
It's the same
Forget about the person that is receiving it. Trust me, the person receiving it did lure you into that situation, and it's because she is probably still invested in the relationship. You who has
so I don't see the problem here. This situation you're talking about, where is the problem?
What I'm getting to is the fact that men will know. Men will know that. And again, this is nothing against men. It's all women and men. Men will know that this woman is that woman. I don't want to have more babies with this woman. I don't want to be end up with this woman. But they will still go in there and still do what can produce a child and end up making more babies with this woman and then leave.
All right. Can I come in to try to say something on that?
Yeah.
All right.
You have all right. Okay. I think that this is what I think. I think you're trying to paint a situation where a man keeps going back to his ex. It could be an ex-wife, it could be an ex-girlfriend that she's got baby by him, right? And he's got a woman in his house, but keeps going to that ex that has got baby by him, babies by him. Is that what you're trying to ask? Why you are asking why he keeps going back? I think that first of all,
but going back to be sexually active.
Yeah. I'm trying to answer your question. I'm trying to answer your question, right? So that at least this time I should get you right. I think that there are some factors that can push a man to go and meet an ex that is share babies by. First of all, is he having peace in his current home? That is point number one. Before you blame the man for going out to meet an ex by whom they share kids, ask yourself, what are you doing or what are you not doing that the lady outside is doing? Are you trying to shift accountability? Or perhaps if you are the lady at home living with the man, are you trying to question his going outside and leaving you? Are you being feminine? Are you giving him peace? Are you giving him reasons not to go out? Because if the other lady is accessible, it's very tempting, especially when he knows that the other lady is still welcoming. I don't know if you're understanding me.
90% of the time they are welcoming. Continue.
Most of the time, they are welcoming. They are available. And it's because they are available.
Fine.
That's
They are
why most men
okay.
go.
Now we are now saying the same thing.
And your
They are
point-
welcoming. They are welcoming. They are available. Fine. What is your role in the house? How are you trying to keep your home together?
Let me rapidly add to something that
I'm
thing
not
is saying.
answering the question.
That's one part. 1 minute, Diamond. That's one part. There's another part that we have not spoken about. People knack for two reasons. So it's not just for recreation, they knack for pleasure, the satisfaction that they get from it. So a lot of men, sometimes when they are horny, or when you put them in a horny state, they just need to get to the next available place to show off there. And it happens like that. A lot who cannot control themselves. There's people in categories. My category is there, if I'm not with you, forget. By nature of what I do, I don't see what a woman can do that will lure me to actually do something like that without my intention. So if I finally go and know that I've intended in my mind that I'm going to do that, and there are a lot of men like that do it intentionally, you might know for sure that this lady is not what you want, but at that time, there's a temporary pleasure that she is giving you, which is an unhealthy habit that I will not encourage. Because after that process, there are some conditions that begin to happen. You're stressing up the lady. The way we react. This is the truth. When a man knocks, he will knock and run.
Yep.
A woman knocks and run.
Exactly.
Those are two different things. That's why sometimes when a man is asking a girl out, baby, they get, don't touch me, don't touch. The day he will finally enter there, now you go start to call you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, in fact, you're the one that will start establishing a relationship, you as a woman. Because men have a different kind of psychology. I mean, I'm not talking about all, a greater majority. So sometimes, if you are the baby mama, they will always come because you are always available. And a lot of baby mamas are really hoping they could do these things.
They make the man feel wanted. They make him feel wanted.
And there's these tricks. They'll always use these tricks like when they knock the binks, it start happening that where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we howling? Where are we waiting? You understand? So there are some certain things. There are some small things.
What are we now? We are nothing but pencils in the hands of the Creator.
I like those things. So those of you who are with a baby dada or a baby daddy or baby mama, be very watchful. Because there are some baby daddies that the baby mamas are too connected to that. Even if you get married to that kind of baby mama, the lady, not be today, most men don't want to get married to baby mamas because a lot of these baby mamas will still go and be giving beings to the idiots that impregnated them and went away. You understand? Because it's some sort of connection. It gets a certain level where you build your life and your hope with somebody, especially if you really truly love that person. It gets a certain level that you have built a certain degree of hope on that person psychologically, that each time you see that person, there's a bond. Why that man not vex you in the eye, where you see you can just easily forgive that person. You see, you can just easily forgive that person like that. I had a worker. She was going through a lot, and this lady will cry as though it's somebody that died. I'm like, I thought it was actually a problem. I called her saying, "I was a problem." Inside all the explanation, I said, "Mommy, you know what? You need time to heal because this thing is disturbing my own work. You understand? You need time to. I can give you a break. You know, after all the things that this lady explained about that guy, the guy will go and bring another person. The guy will do the one. The guy will do that. The moment she sees that guy like that, boom, mumu button. You understand? So a lot of ladies are in this category. She crazily loves this guy like that. It doesn't mean that she's good there. The problem is that she went to go and cheat, then the guy caught her on the way. So sometimes when you hear these women crying, they are the cause to their own problem. They might genuinely love somebody and then they also find themselves doing things that they cannot explain. These are realities that I'm bringing out, so we should actually understand complexities that happen in men and women. When it comes back to Coach B's question, when there's an available beings and a man is there in the mood to actually drop, he will drop. not for childbirth. He's not doing that for childbirth. He's doing it for the pleasure at the time.
The question
And
is that after dropping outside, the girl goes out and asks, "What are we now?" The best
are we
response: "We are nothing but pencils in the hands of the Creator."
we are sinner, sinner. The sinner, na so they. You understand? So you should understand.
At that time.
You better.
You understand the realities. I
Would
know
have
of
been
many.
seen as them at that time.
I know about 4 baby mamas that I know. They will go out with friends. Their boyfriend will go with his own boyfriend, with his own new girlfriend, and then the girl will be sitting there like that. She'll be like, she'll just be uncomfortable. You understand? Most of the bonds don't actually heal. That is why most of these women come out to cry out, because when they see the person that they actually love, don't you say that I love you? You are leaving me with this child. You are going to live with another person. That's the message I'm trying to say in the violence they are sending out. That's the message a lot are trying to say.
Yeah.
A lot of these complaints is not even what they are saying when they are saying those things. Hey, you're not even caring for the child. You're supposed to be calling. The one lady was saying online that if you're not the father, is calling the child every day. Which kind of baby father daddy will be calling the child every day? Are you not saying as a clear touch that you miss the man, you want to be talking to the man every day? That one is not a touch. So you understand? They don't act, yes, they miss the man actually, because when you separate from a baby that you feel like you see better now. You always see better in the first 2 months.
Women always see the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
When
They're always gonna be.
a lot of men don't like baby mamas. They will look at something that they need from you and they will fry the beans, take the thing, and run away.
Right.
Problem no feel lack. They can always create a motive. They can always create
Everybody is going through a lot. There's some particular people that say they always go through a lot. Let's say I know common from a lot, so I don't enter new a lot. All of us. So people just feel say, we are going through a lot. And they go through it. Christ, I know what they're talking. Someone talking, baby mamas are going through a lot. Oh, excuse me. Who has an easy life? As I'm here like this, I'm coming from a lot. I just went another a lot.
I think bottom line is.
I wanted to say something. I think we will take the last remarks, then we'll see how we'll pack out of the studio. It's interesting. Now, Princess, you want to say something? Princess Diamond, you want to say something?
You said everything.
All right. Now, this is what me I think. You see, baby mama, baby daddy drama usually is because of the fact that there is still emotions attached. See, men and women love differently. In the life of a woman, there's always that man that she loves that she is not with. And sometimes some women are fortunate to be with the man that they love.
Exactly.
And every time to disconnect from that man is very, very difficult. And these women find themselves dating other men to prove to the man, to prove to herself first that she can disconnect from that man, only to discover that she's still even more connected to the man. You understand? And this thing creates a bitterness because in her mind, in her subconscious, she's thinking that she's supposed to be with this person, and the person is not even with her. Is the one dull person that cannot even take care of him the way she can do. So it creates some sort of frustration. The next part is from the child's perspective. Sometimes raising a child drains a woman actually. We cannot deny that fact. Because sometimes you need to balance up to meet up things and do a whole lot of other things to balance up that vacuum. A man and a woman, I mean, especially the biological parents of a child, their parents is very necessary, especially if they are available. That's if they are still living. It's very necessary at a certain point because the child's health really counts, mental health and all of that really counts. Yeah. So at this point, I think we'll just take some concluding phase so we can pack our bags out of the studio. We'll be talking for 2 hours. So I think, Coach, we have any final words to say before we go out?
I think bottom line, what we've said here is apply preventive measures not to have babies when you're not ready. And also have kids when you want to have them, especially on both sides. If you're a man, you should have a child when you really desire to have a child with the right person. And as the lady, you should take care of yourself, get preventive measures not to get pregnant when you're not ready to mother a child, because it's a whole responsibility by itself. And it requires not just your time, but your full dedication mentally, emotionally, physically, and even financially. And in most cases, we're expecting the man to provide all the finances, but it's a two-way street. It's the
Thank you.
woman and the man who made that baby, and so the two of them need to be responsible for that child. If one parent is missing, the other parent should sustain the child, and if the other parent is missing, the other one should sustain the child. And then if you've gone through all these preventive measures and by some chance you got, again, made a mistake and you ended up with a child with someone that you are not ready to live with that person for the rest of your life, again, we're not encouraging people to abort kids. We're telling them, take that child as a blessing and dedicate your time to raise that child. Build a relationship with the father or the mother of the child for the sake of the child and not for your own selfish interest. And do not use the other person as a pleasure box where you go to when you need some pleasure or when you need some distraction. And to us, again, to women, if you think you're in that situation where your baby daddy keeps coming back to fry your beans, to Wickham's point, if they are, whatever lies they are telling you, believe them. Again, they are lies. And take care of yourself so that you don't end up having additional babies, because no matter the number of babies you have for a man, if that man doesn't want to have you, they would not be in your life. So kids should not be an alibi to have a man. You don't need to use children to have a relationship or to have someone by you, because you're punishing the innocent kids. And at the end of the day, your mental state is destabilized, and then you transfer aggressions on these kids, and the kids grow up disoriented. So I don't think that children deserve that. So when we end up having children, we should know that it's our responsibility. The child didn't choose to be born. We chose to bring that child forth. And then let's make that mental or that mindset shift to know that it's our responsibility to raise that child from that moment that the child is born, with or without the person. We also need the laws also to have meaning in this process, because I think the West has an organized way of dealing with co-parenting in a way that these people do not start building another toxic emotional connection, which is something that we do not have control over. If people that have been sexually active in the past, if there's a tendency that they can be connected, they can be bonded in one way or the other, and they might find themselves making the same mistake. But making that mistake doesn't mean that they will end up together. And as women, when they come back and they are doing that, we are still building connection with them. You're delaying the time that you might have moved on and start nurturing another relationship, nursing a relationship that has died long time ago. So we need to really stand up and make good decisions as to how we want to live our lives. I think that will be my
thank you so much, Coach B. I think I'm going to rapidly close now, because if not, we cannot actually go. My battery is low. Please see you all next week.